Hello Lima, brought to you by Good Food Restaurant, home of Happy Days, Beer Barrel, and Old City Prime. Also by Mercy Health Partners, the Tom family of dealerships, 318 Restaurant and Bar, Lima Pallet Company, and M&W Construction.
Welcome to another edition of Hello Lima. It's certainly been a pleasure as the weather breaks and things look nice outside to be back with you. Lima has been on the move, I should say, and everybody who's seen Lima understands that it's been on the move. Lima has been, for the last couple of months, if you had a chance to look around Lima, you certainly have seen some areas where you maybe didn't know what's happening or didn't know what's coming. So Hello Lima, Community Perspective, has always tried to bring to the Lima community and sometimes to the greater Lima region a perspective. What's going on, how topical can we be, and how we can get some answers about Lima, the people in Lima, those that make Lima great, those that make Lima not so great. Today we had the pleasure of listening firsthand from one of the longer standing City Council members, Dr. Derry Glenn from the 6th Ward. But having said that, as we get into these questions, I say we sort of will be answering, he'll be answering the questions off of a wire with no net. We have to get a perspective of what's going on downtown Lima, what's going on with the city administration, and better yet, how do city leaders respond to local citizens, both residents and business owners. Welcome, Dr. Glenn.
Thank you.
It certainly is a pleasure. Visitor to the show, and we always are glad to have you because we kind of get a perspective of actually what we call raw feelings and raw emotions.
Right.
You're from the 6th Ward, one of the larger wards in downtown Lima.
That's right.
Yep. It spreads where, Doc?
We go from Cole Street, I always say with a mansion.
Yep.
All the way to McLean Road.
So you've got a large area to cover. A large constituents.
Large constituents.
And we have a lot to talk about. So let me ask you this. The city doesn't need any what you call intro on who you are and what you've done for the community. Let me ask you a couple of questions that are sort of on the minds of people today, tomorrow, and certainly as this show airs. City Council just approved a budget for the city administration. It's a large budget. It was approved. That includes capital items. The general fund, I think, is about $14 million. The expenditures are close to $40 million. How does that budget impact the city, and where does that come in terms of residents feeling how that money is being spent, and how does it impact them? What would you think would be some big areas coming out of this new approved budget?
Well, we're going to see a lot of new things. Mayor Smith, housing is our biggest input there. Money going there. Working on a new swimming pool.
And I know we throw these out, Doc, and I want you to have, so when you say housing, you just throw it out there. What do you mean housing? Everybody talks about, they've been talking about housing for years. Tell me what you're doing.
When we talk about housing, we talk about building new housing.
Oh,
we talk about
in downtown Lima.
I hope the whole city. I'm looking for the whole city to start working on projects. Housing is one of our biggest points here. Now, we got to get more housing. You got a college in here. You got people I want nicer houses. You can say home. That's what I'm looking at. I want to see that.
Is that earmarked in the budget?
It's not earmarked in the budget, but we got money there to work things out when we get to that. If we get some companies want to come in, you got the money there to help out. Code enforcement issues. Some of the more houses getting tore down. Some of the people, they are talking about that. Hey, when this house will get tore down,
And Dr. Glenn, code enforcement comes up a lot in terms of why does the city of Lima always look so run down, if I could be frank. And I know with the new administration, things are turning and looking bright. But why has that been such a stumbling block?
Well, that's been a stumbling block for years for the city of Lima. But I always tell folks, Lima been on the move for a while. You go to Mansfield, you go to Canton, Ohio, you go to Massillon. It's about the same size as Lima, Hamilton. Them folks are having really greater problem than we have. We least attack these problems. We out there trying to get them solved. We had organization helped out with programs tearing houses down. So we always had our community always involved in trying to make a difference in the community.
And not just tearing down highs and getting rid of blight, getting away abandoned building, getting away abandoned. It's all that part of this new administration, part of that new feeling. It seems to be reverberating through the city.
It's very, everywhere I go, people talking about it right now. They're seeing the mayor driving around on Sunday. Mayor Smith is going around. She's working 7 days a week, and that's what I'm so excited about.
Yep,
When you
I
see
hear it
her-
in your voice.
Yeah, it's a blessing for me because she got the same ideal I have. The love of the people. We want people to stay in our community. I don't want you moving. I tell people all the time. You know, I got folks in my community, in my area, that retired from General Motors and Ford. They can leave anytime. They chose to stay. So I want them to be comfortable, being able to stay in the community, make it happen for them, get that abandoned house down, get that code enforcement problem solved right away.
Build that swimming pool.
Build that swimming pool.
Address those needs that are driving, particularly the young people away, Dr. Glenn, from our community. Is that what you're saying? This money is being, the budget is being sort of targeted to where residents can feel the impact that live and work in the city?
Yeah, they have that impact, and we're going to stay here, and we're going to call Lima our home. Not just a home I stayed because I moved here from another city. This is going to be your home. And I guarantee you, you're going to start loving this city. You know, look at some of the problems we have. We're dealing with the drug problem. We got agencies dealing with that.
And I do have that coming, and Doctor, and I certainly appreciate your vigor and your. Does you just recently put a moratorium on the land bank? Does that impact local residents, or where do you think the city is going with that? And you're part of that discussion.
Well, I think the city gonna go in the right direction.
Does that mean you can't tear down houses anymore
we're gonna look at it. You'll have an opportunity to look at it, see what need to be torn down, what not need to be torn down. You know, some of these houses you can save, you can rebuild. You know, I had proposed 5 years ago how a company out of Cincinnati was going to these houses and they get them financed and have the young ladies take them over. You know, wherever they put into them, we was gonna get with a bank and have the bank finance $13,000, $14,000 and call it their homes.
But Dr. Glenn, I brought you on the show because I'm hearing from people who are calling in and say, "Why don't you talk about this?" I think people are frustrated with the lack of progress. And I want to be, I agree with you. I want to be sensitive to those of you guys that are out there working the street. I think people feel like we've heard this before.
We heard that song again.
Yes, it's politics. It's politics as usual. What would you say to that?
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not politics. We're not saying I sound like a broken chainsaw. It's coming. I guarantee you that. Well, I see the outfit, what she laid out, what her plans is, Mayor Smith plans. It's a win-win for us. Just stay tuned, stay with us. Don't pull apart from us. Stay with us. And some of the people, it's gone now. They didn't get to see it. That hurt me so bad because they didn't get to see this day coming.
Some of the people who grew up and were fighting for these changes that are coming that Mayor Smith is putting in.
Yeah.
And a working council. Right. And a council who understands the needs.
Yeah. And that's super that we all work together. That was so love about it.
Right.
You know, since I've been on council.
It's never been this genuine.
It ain't been this genuine at all. It's always was a battle or argument. But right now we all just continue working together. We listen what the mayor need. We all have that need. Her vision, we all have that vision. So we was telling everybody, hold on. You know, I know you say we hear that all the time. We hear it again. No, listen this time.
Well, that is good. We're going to, and I love your passion. That's why I like to have you on one-on-one in terms of what I call this dialogue. We're going to pay a couple of bills here. We're going to take a quick break, and I want to come back and talk about you knocking on 200 doors and the COVID money, and talk about the things that you are out there foot trafficking for, if I can say that word.
Yes.
I think it's important that the residents see their council leadership. They see that their mayor. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Dr. Glenn and ask him, what is he hearing when he knocks on those doors, and how will that COVID relief money get into your pocket? Be right back.
Early in the morning when the Happy Days stores open, turn the grills on, get the coffee turned on. Across town, the beer barrels, there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. Sauces being prepped on the stove. At Old City Prime, everything's from scratch. I think the culture in our company is that we care about our people. And in return, our people care about our customers. Thank you so much to all of our team that's worked for us, and thank you so much to all the communities that we're in for being such great customers.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Tom All for all your foreign and domestic vehicles.
Our goal is to give you such good service at such a low price that it'll knock your socks off. Our technicians have years of experience working on all types of vehicles.
Whether your car needs brakes, transmission, or engine work, diagnostic report, body work, paint repair, just routine maintenance, we can do it all.
We were a local family-owned business located on Downtown Road in Lima.
For quality work on your vehicle, take it to Tom.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
And welcome back to Hello Lima. Been a real vigorous conversation. And again, I'm overusing that word because I like your passion, Dr. Glenn. So again, welcome back. We've been talking about a lot of topics and a lot of things that you're passionate about. Tell me about the COVID relief money. Tell me about you personally knocking on so many doors and you personally asking residents to come to meetings. And is there more of that coming from our city? And is it going to be impactful in terms of how that money gets spent?
Well,
how does it impact local?
It impacts everyone in our community.
Has the money been spent yet?
No, it hasn't been
How
spent
much you
yet.
get?
25 million.
How much?
25 million.
Hear that? 25
I hope
million.
it's more than that. I know it's over 25 million. But
so what are you looking for with that?
We're looking for about 4 million be earmarked for the swimming pool.
New pool coming to Lima somewhere. You haven't picked?
We haven't picked the place, but new pool coming. That's a blessing there because we need that for our community.
For kids and young people. And just the ambiance of the community.
Yes, it's great. What I had an opportunity to do is talk to a lot of folks, invite them to Breakfast Center that Monday.
You personally went door to door?
Went over 200 doors I went to, and we had a sellout crowd there. I was glad to see all the people. Right now, we got the biggest crowd that showed up. Now, last night, Tuesday night, was a nice crowd at St. Mark's.
And you continue to get feedback in terms of how to spend the money.
Right. Everybody give us.
What are they saying? What are you looking for? Where are you going to spend it? Tell the viewing audience.
Well,
I love the swimming pool. I love the housing.
Swimming pool. I love the housing. I want to make sure that we got programs in the areas. The Miss Paul Community Center.
Right.
Some of these areas that need money.
Yes.
And
they've been overlooked for years.
Particularly
in the black community to a degree.
Right. And don't have no one there. Don't even have a paid staff.
Dr. Glenn, let me ask you this, and you and I always throw things off each other and we interrupt each other. How can you say 2022 there are very few what I'd call black locations outside of Bradfield? Miss Paul's coming back. I mean, will some of this money impact those of us who have been hurt the most from the black and brown community?
Now I'm hoping so, because we all in this together.
Yes,
all
yes.
The city council.
It's always
Everybody got wards that need money.
Yes.
So
yes. And looking at the plight of one particular segment of population doesn't discredit the other part of the population. So we can have this discussion and not feel like we're discrediting the population as a whole.
Right. And I see a lot of, like I read the newspaper about when they had the meeting there. I know that some of the places they want to give money to inmates getting out of prison, but it's programs they already have money set aside for that.
So you don't duplicate those things?
Yeah, don't duplicate them programs, because you may not have that. They have got money for that. Different organizations you may not have different programs for that.
Oh, that is good to hear.
So
you're looking at making sure nobody cannibalizes existing programs, but no sense in spending that money on duplicate programs. Find some new programs.
Find some new programs that we need. I'm doing proposals.
I'm listening.
I propose there to help out with the Shade of Blue. The Shade of Blue program is recruiting my police officer, bring back the cadet program, which I proposed this 6 years ago, that we bring back cadet program, and that will help them recruit minority police officers. So I'm looking at different things that we have had problems over the years of doing. So I wish to say, and I budget that in there, let them show how that would cost You know, bring employees in that want to be employed. The cadet program been around a long time ago, but people somehow I forgot all about it.
And it kind of went away.
And
we're talking about some things here, Dr. Glenn, and I want to make it sure, given how long you've been on City Council and how passionate you're about the residents, I want to make sure you walk away from here and we come back at some point in time and say, this was spent here, and this is how we can benchmark the outcomes.
Right.
This was spent here. Dr. Glenn, we need those young people to stay in Lima. We need them to come back to Lima.
I agree.
This community, the population can't continue. The population can't continue to go down at the rate it is without some frank conversation.
Right. And I agree with you 100%. I want my boys back here. I got 3 boys school teachers all around the state of Ohio. You know, I want them to be able to find a house they can move in Lima. They can call home. You know, and I know this money is a small amount of money.
Yep, it goes quickly.
All 7 wards need it. Everyone got right answers. Everyone I go to, everyone got right answers.
That's a good point.
You know, everyone got right answers. Everyone see a need that we need. They got a need that Lima need that we can use this money for.
Can I get a sense that there's more cooperation between City Council in terms of sharing each other's needs?
Yes.
Is that coming under the new Smith administration?
Right. That administration is so great. And I'm telling you now, I enjoy City Council so much because our staff we have now, our City Council we have there now, they so communicated and they laugh and talk with one another. When there's a problem, they're working with one another. We can communicate with one another. I can go talk to someone to say, hey, I need this.
I did feel a little tension when I'm watching on the GTV about the way you appoint the police chief. That's a big opening that's up now.
Yes, that's a big opening there. I made a motion to send it to Safety Service Committee so they can look into it the way we
hire the police chief.
How we hire the police chief. We need to get on back of how other cities doing it. This will not affect our police chief right now.
That's being hired now.
Yes, being hired now.
Would that still be in the civil service, Dr. Glenn?
Well,
the
current one's still under civil service, but we hope that we can look at it and talk to some other cities and see how they go about it. I want the future police chief. Next future police chief be appointed by the mayor.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Which is typical.
It's typical
in a lot of cities.
Other cities do this, and I know some people get kind of nervous, like wow, because they've never seen this before. But I think she will do a great job interviewing our people here too.
Yes.
But I think in the future,
but it seems like, Dr. Glenn, I know we're speaking quickly. It seems like that would open up with the mayor being able to open up to a much larger pool than just who happens to be a good test taker.
Oh yeah. In the same way, what happened to Prosper when Kettering, Ohio, they had some great captains and majors, but they came to Lima and got Prosper to be Sergeant Prosper at the time, to be their chief of police.
Because they could appoint him.
They appointed him in there. You know, they didn't take no tests.
And that police chief is important for House.
Very important.
Particularly Lima, in terms of the perception of Lima, in terms of. So if I read this real quick, no matter how many, and this was a local resident, no matter how many pools, amphitheaters, or city ordinance Lima creates, no one will want to live here as long as drug dealers, gangs, shooting continues. This was a recent post in the Lima News by a citizen who speaks their mind. So will that police chief, do you see that changing in terms of that perception?
We're going to have some changes. And I hear the same thing you just read off.
Oh, sure.
But I don't listen to it. We got to stay focused. Let's go by what the people in Lima want. Not what a poll setter said or someone standing by.
What are you looking for in a police chief?
Well, I'm looking for a police chief that will be open. I love Chief Martin. Chief Martin marched with us on Martin Luther King Day. He come to all the events. You know, he take part in it.
He's in the neighborhood.
He's in the neighborhood. Everybody know Chief Martin real well. You know, he got a number. You can call him up anytime.
So you're not looking for the pencil pusher. You're looking for an involved.
I want a chief gonna be out there in the community and gonna work the community.
And this one has to come through City Council this time.
No.
I mean civil service.
This will come through civil service until we meet. But I put a deadline when I made this motion to take the next police chief, not this one, the future police chief.
Okay.
I want to answer in 90 days that we can see what we're gonna do, what decision we're gonna make. We're gonna keep it under civil service. Oh, we're going to give it a appointing of the mayor.
Will Lima have a new police chief in how many days, Dr. Glenn?
I don't even know right this time. Hopefully that they start getting with it. I know the Civil Service Board is meeting tonight. Today is Wednesday.
Yep.
They meet at 4 o'clock, and
Yep.
they will tell
Yep.
us what direction they're going to be going with that.
Yep. Yep.
Because they control all that. But I'm hoping that we have a police chief. We got 2 or 3 good guys there be taking the test.
That'll be taking the test.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm hoping that we get one, and I'm hoping that he be focused on the community. You know, what he need to do in the community, and be open and be out and about in the community. That's what I want to see. Get to know people.
That is good information. As we wrap this up and get ready for another quick out, I love the way you talk about the change that's coming, not just to Lima, but to the spirit of how Lima operates, which I think is more important in and of itself, Dr. Glenn, than the people who sit in the seat. The spirit of how Lima operates. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and ask Dr. Glenn about some things that he is hoping to accomplish in the next couple of days, and certainly how his relationship with the new mayor has been such a blessing for him, and how we as residents and business owners in the Lima community can look forward to, as Dr. Glenn says, I don't listen to it, the new amphitheater, the new development that's coming in the Don Heaphy building, the new Central District development. When we come back, we're going to hear from Dr. Glenn.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
We at Lima Pallet Company thank you, Lima. In 1977, we started a small family business, and today we continue to grow. Lima Pallet is a full-service pallet and crate provider. Every customer is unique, which is why we build pallets and crates to our customers' specific requirements. Because we have our own fleet of trucks, we're able to provide customers with on-time, same-day, and 24-hour emergency deliveries. Coming together is the beginning, keeping it together is progress, and working together is success. Let's continue to succeed.
From early in the morning when the Happy Days stores open, turn the grills on, get the coffee turned on. Across town, the beer barrels, there's a lot of prep work that has to be done. Sauces being prepped on the stove. At Old City Prime, everything's from scratch. I think the culture in our company is that we care about our people. And in return, our people care about our customers. Thank you so much to all of our team that's worked for us, and thank you so much to all the communities that we're in for being such great customers.
If you're looking for an honest, dependable, trustworthy auto repair facility, consider Tom All for all your foreign and domestic vehicles.
Our goal is to give you such good service at such a low price that it'll knock your socks off. Our technicians have years of experience working on all types of vehicles.
Whether your car needs brakes, transmission, or engine work, diagnostic report, body work, paint repair, just routine maintenance, we can do it all.
We were a local family-owned business located on Downtown Road in Lima.
For quality work on your vehicle, take it to Tom.
Welcome back. We've been talking to Dr. Glenn, council member from the 6th Ward, Lima, Ohio. Welcome back, Dr. Glenn, as we wrap this up. You're hearing, and we've talked on a lot of topics in this short period of time, but one of the ones I don't want to get away from is the perception. When we talk about the spirit of cooperation, the spirit that's changed in Lima, Ohio. People talk all the time that nothing happened, and people yak that it's going to happen. And you're hearing some of that same dialogue about you don't see any trucks or you don't see anything happen there. How do you balance between it's coming and the public not seeing enough action?
Well, what you do, like I do all the years, I sat back and let them know it's going to be there. They say Rose State was going to be there. Rose State is there.
That's true.
The great work you're doing downtown, okay?
The Mercy Building
the Mercy Building is there, you know.
Amphitheater's breaking ground in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of weeks, see, and that's
and the city just approved that.
Yes, we proved that
A couple of days ago.
I'm so excited about it. I'm excited all what John Hafey did in our community.
And when you say these things, Dr. Glenn, things are starting to happen, and people can't always say what they used to always say.
They can't go back and say what they used to say.
Which is nothing ever happening. But there's some truth to that. There was some people talking stuff, and nothing ever happened. But now, with the city administration, you guys are moving.
And they so used to hearing hot air saying we getting this, we getting that, and not to come in. Fruition is not there. Now you see we making it happen.
Yes, Dr.
We got a good group of people in there. good developers coming out, you know, the Jed Messlers, all them guys.
Yes.
The John Hafey.
Yes.
The Jerome O'Neills.
Yes.
That love Lima, been in this community all their life, and want to see things change.
Dr. Glenn, you're an advocate for the 6th Ward, as you should be. They put you in office, and that's a great group out there. What is going on in the 6th Ward? How can people help or send? What do you?
Oh boy, I love this weekend. We're gonna be going out picking up paper because the snow left so much stuff out,
Oh, is that
debris.
right?
So my Rent-A-Kid program, we're gonna get our Rent-A-Kids together. I got 10 Rent-A-Kid kids. We'll be out and about.
Is that
We're
right?
going to each neighborhood trying to pick up paper. A lot of debris around. And it don't look too good there. I know people been complaining about it, but we ask everyone, step outside your door, pick up a little bit. Get a bag and pick up, put in your garbage can. But we're gonna get some kids around. A lot of folks been talking about, they wanna see how we can develop, we get this code enforcement going more and more. It's gonna happen. And now people been calling, excited. That will excite me so much. I'm going through alleys, making sure the alleys, right, these alleys up. Howard's retiring now. You know, we get Niemeyer now. We get the new
Public Works Director
coming in. So we got, you know, with the new public directors come in, I'm looking at streets need to be paved. So there's a lot of good things going on.
Dr. Glenn, and I'm going to cut you off right there because you are spot on. Picking up trash may sound like a small deal, but it's a tipping point.
It's a tipping point.
Follow me, Dr. Glenn?
Yep.
When they talk about people who break windows of a building and you walk past that building, you see that broken window, you know what you have a tendency to do? Throw another brick, and it breaks another window.
Right.
What they board up windows so you don't get to the point where you're breaking windows and somebody else sees. You pick up, when somebody sees trash, somebody else throws trash. And it just sort of, so I love to hear what you're going to do this weekend with Rent-A-Kids, Dr. Glenn.
I have a Rent-A-Kid program that exists for 10 years.
Can somebody send money, or would there be a way where people can get a hold of it? I know we're going to put it on the screen as we close out the show.
Yes, we can get it donated to us, and also we get Neighbors Helping Neighbors. We put new roof on people's houses.
Yes.
And that's for the whole, not just the 6th Ward.
Oh, I know.
We do it for everyone.
Yes.
We did a lot of projects last year.
Yes.
You know, that came from good donors. Neighbors Helping Neighbors.
Yes.
You know, this is not a government program or anything. Just good folks in our community want to help. You know, want to continue helping in the community.
And I'll say this as we wrap up. We had an opportunity to talk to Dr. Glenn today and hear some of the things that are going on, not just in the 6th Ward, but in the city as a whole. And I'm hoping from a Hello Lima community perspective, Lima takes away from this dialogue that things are happening in the city of Lima. But more importantly, the passion that we have in Dr. Glenn's voice is the same passion that's reverberating throughout the community. Things are moving up. People are picking trash up. People are scraping up stuff in the alleys, as Dr. Glenn is saying, and Dr. Glenn has been one who's been giving away turkeys, been giving away the John Lewis Award, giving away. So you've been impactful in the community, and if the community can just take half of what you're doing and explode that throughout the community, Lima will be a much better place. And we appreciate having you here, Dr. Glenn.
Appreciate you having me here.
We're going to invite you back to make sure some of this impactful things are actually happening. So, as we say, hello, Lima.
Hello Lima, brought to you by Good Food Restaurant, home of Happy Days, Beer Barrel, and Old City Prime. Also by Mercy Health Partners, the Tomaw family of dealerships, 318 Restaurant and Bar, Lima Pallet Company, and M&W Construction.